ant. It says in verse number 6 of chapter 6. And look at the ant. Observe her ways and be wise. Which of them has a chief officer or ruler? You see, you've got to teach your children to work when there's no boss around. Oh, you can teach them to work when you're standing there with a whip. But you teach them to work when no one's watching. And it will go with them all the days of their life. Am I saying anything that makes sense? We got to teach kids to plan ahead. The ant even knows to prepare her food in the summer, anticipating the winter. She gathers her provisions for the harvest. Teach them to work. How long will you lie down, O lazy son? When will you arise from your sleep? I hope it's before 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness! Get up, your children. How long will it take you to get your kid out of bed in the morning? If it takes you more than 1 minute, and they're over 5 years old, you failed. Dad, how do you do it? Well, if you wait until they're 16 to start, forget it. Simmer learned, and I'll pay you the $5 later. She learned to get up out of bed quick because she didn't want to hear the second verse of the song. So rise and shine and give God the glory. Come on, man, up! From the bed she arose. With a mighty triumph for the foe she arose. With a mighty triumph she jumped up. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come like a vagabond, and your need will be like an armed man. You want to make your kids poor? You want to make them dependent upon you the rest of their life? Don't teach them how to work. According to Proverbs, not according to Don, the lazy man will suffer hunger, poverty, and failure. Why? Because he sleeps through the harvest. He won't work. He loves to sleep. He's glued to the bed. And he's following worthless pursuits, trying to get rich quick, because he hasn't been taught to work. Number 9, someday you'll get them to work. Someday somebody will pay them. What do they do with the fruits of their labor? Teach them to manage their money. Chapter number 3. Repeating these lessons over again, a basic principle. Verse number 9. Principle 1 with money. Honor the Lord from your wealth and from the first of all of your produce, so that your barns will be filled with plenty and your vats will overflow with new wine. I'm not teaching tithing here, folks. My purpose today isn't to teach you tithing, but it is to say, put the Lord number 1. Honor Him with what He has given you. Give back to God a portion as to what He has laid upon your heart cheerfully unto the Lord, and He will bless you. Amen. That's not a get rich, name it, claim it philosophy. And I'm not saying that to line the church's coffins. I'm telling, that's what most people do. They line their coffin with their reward. But teach your son or daughter to manage their money. Teach them how to give. Are you a measerly giver? Are you stingy? If you're a part-time giver and you're teaching your kids, that's okay. You want to forfeit the blessings of God? You want to sentence your son or your daughter to a lifetime to know what it is to be filled with the blessings of God, then teach them, teach them, teach them, teach them. One final lesson. Teach them to love their neighbor. Chapter 3, verse 27, do not withhold good from those in whom it is due, when it is in your power to do it. I think God stops up the blessings flowing in your life when you don't give it away. Don't ask me chapter and verse. I don't have a whole lot stored up. I should have much more stored up than what I have. But it is amazing what God puts through our checkbook. It's amazing. So we try to give it back. Give it back. There's a rule. Love your neighbor as you would yourself. Don't come back, don't tell somebody who's in need, if it's in your power to do something about it, to come back tomorrow and I'll give it to you. You do it right then and there. Be generous. The way I manage my money is not to carry any. Those of you who know me know this is a fact. If I carry it, it evaporates. If I can't spend it, I'll give it away. And so I don't carry it anymore. But the flip side of that, no one's ever said I'm stingy. No one ever says I'm selfish. No one ever has said I'm not a giver. No. Because of this right here. Now the conclusion of all this, Dad, it's your duty as a father. Listen to this carefully. Listen to this carefully. If I need to have you stand up, walk around for a minute, I want you to hear this, okay? You have a duty as a father. And I want to lay this out just as clearly as I can at your feet. If you fail, Dad, to teach your kids to fear God, you know what the devil's going to do? He's going to teach them to hate God. If you fail to teach your children to guard their mind, the devil will gladly teach them to have an open mind. If you fail to teach your children to obey their parents, the devil is going to teach them to rebel and break your heart. If you fail to teach your children to select their companions, their friends wisely, the devil is gladly going to choose their friends for them. If you fail to teach your children to control their body, the devil will teach them to give it over completely to lust. If you fail to teach your children to enjoy their marriage partner, God has given to them, the devil is going to teach them to destroy their marriage. If you fail to teach your kids to watch their words, the devil is going to fill their mouth with filth. If you fail to teach your children to pursue work, the devil is going to make them a lazy tool for hell itself. And if you fail to teach your children to manage their money, the devil will teach them to waste it on righteous living. And if you fail to teach your children to love their neighbor, the devil is gladly going to teach them to love only themselves. Now, I preached this morning. I've laid it out just as clearly as I know how, guys. This is a fun day for us. We cook our hamburger on the grill and we say, hey, man, it's Dad's